together with Earle Sports Bet. The twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah. It's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. I'm joined here as always by my brother Tim. And today we got 11 games of baseball to go over. A couple have been postponed. A couple don't have lines. So things along those lines. But before we get into today's games, before we get into today's slate, we're going to take a look back at what happened yesterday. One went right and one went wrong in the world of sports betting. Overall, it was a small losing day for me. I made up for a little bit with when I hopped on the live stream last night and I put a small live bet on that NHL game because it was 0-0 at the end of the first period. I went ahead, placed a bet on the live over 3.5, and there were 7 goals in the third, or in the 7 goals in the second period. So it was nice.
Go Yotes.
Yeah, and the Yotes got the job done, and the live over. I could have gotten the pregame over. I could have played extended overs. I finished 5-3. So that was nice. But in baseball, went 2-2-1, down 0.03 units. Won Chicago, Colorado, first 5 under 5. Lost on Tampa Bay -1. Pushed on the Mets and the Phillies over 9. Seattle Mariners +110 was a loser. San Diego -1 was a winner. Never in doubt on that one. Totally did not need a 2-run home run by Manny Machado in the top of the ninth, or no, the bottom of the 8th. College football was not good. It could have been way better. I got teased in one game, but Purdue +6 and +190, that was bad. Virginia +9.5 came through. They tied it up late, so I thought, oh, we might get overtime. We might get a shot at the over.
Did you watch the game?
Yeah, I did. They drove down the field aided by penalties, and
No. The big penalty came on the kickoff.
it came on the kickoff.
Or it came on the celebration thing.
And it came on the field goal attempt, too.
Oh, yeah, that was stupid.
Yeah. And then ended the night with a very, very easy winner on Air Force -3. They were down, I think, 20-17 at halftime, and they ended up winning 45-20. They shut out San Jose State in the second half. So that was nice. I think they held the ball for like 14 minutes in the third quarter. It's crazy. And then CFL was the only sport I finished in the positives yesterday. I went 4-4, up 0.10 units. If I would have put the plays up on the site, it would have been a negative day for the site, though. Saskatchewan -125 was a loser, but the over 45 was a winner. Edmonton first half +3.5 was a loser. The first half over 25 was a winner. The full game +6.5 should have cashed. Missed field goal at the end. Also, they had the ball with like a minute and a half to go and turned the ball over on downs, and BC ended up kicking a field goal, which was great because they were backdoor covering and then they weren't. The +255 was not a winner. Over 49.5 was a winner. Edmonton team total over was a winner. One thing I got to say with these BC Lions that I was not impressed with is their defense the last few weeks has been terrible. This was one of the top-rated defenses in the CFL, and they've given up, I believe, at least 24 points in like 6 straight games or 4 or 5 straight games. It's been ridiculous how bad this BC defense has been. Overall, 8-10-1, down 0.46 units. Overall, in September, 226, 254, and 12, down 3.48 units. I need a big day. It's been a rough last week or so, and I need a winning day. So hopefully that's today. It's a big, very important day. Got a lot of college football today and all that fun jazz. So.
Oh, yeah, lots of college football today. Yesterday was it was a down 2-unit day. Well, 1-3 on the site. Washington, we took the shot. It is what it is. Took the shot back, and Patrick Corbin didn't work out. And we knew that one early. Seattle Mariners, we knew that one early too. So baseball, 2 blowout losers. That made it look a lot closer. That's a stupid not only just the taking off the helmet after the touchdown or whatever to make it a shorter kick on the kickoff, just completely killed that game. Like it completely took out our chances at an over in that game. And then a game-winning field goal that was blocked, but of course the guy was leaping over, and that's a penalty. And then they end up getting the chip shot. Virginia did everything in their power to not win that game at the end. And then of course we had Air Force, which was a blowout winner. So that was nice. That was the only thing that went good for us yesterday. It is what it is. Lots and lots of college football today, and I'm excited for some of these games.
Yeah. We'll get into head over to the chat, and then we will get into today's slate.
Yes. Nathan coming in saying he hit 2 3-teamers yesterday for 5.4 units. Get it. Markel went 0-1. Yeah, that's right. You were fading the Blue Jays yesterday. I would have hit another 2.5 unit, but Boise me on the spread. That sucks. That sucks, dude. I watched Bono tomorrow. Shout outs. Get it. All right, Nick. I have something right off the rip.
Yeah, this is Minnesota Twins and the LA Angels. Cash plus 185 for the Minnesota Twins to win the American League Central last night, which was really nice. They're minus 210 favorites now with a total of 7.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot. I moved all my stuff around. There we go. We have this line opened up at a minus 210. It is still a minus 210. Line opened up at a 7.5 minus 115, and this is a 7.5 minus 113. So we'll move towards the under slightly, 2 cents, and no move on the side. Let's get up the cash flow in this one. We have 29% of the tickets and 65% of the cash is on the LA Angels here in this one. 27% of the tickets, 87% of the cash is on the under. Let's take a look at ballpark power, see what type of hitting conditions we have for today. I'm assuming a lot of rainy conditions. This may not go. Is under ballpark power. There's 4 stadiums that are highlighted red that might not play. I believe 2 of those games have already been postponed. No, only one of them has. Where's the Washington game? Do they just not have the Washington game up here? No, they don't have the Washington game up on the screen, but they have Yankee Stadium in red. Fenway Park is in red, so we may not get the White Sox Red Sox game. We might not get Mets. We might not get Mets Phillies. Citizens Bank Park is on red, and Target Field is as well. Plus 7% runs, 0% home runs, 7% doubles, triples, 5% singles. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup here. When we have Kenny Rosenberg and Sonny Gray. Rosenberg, is this an opener or is this an actual starter?
No, he's last 3 appearances. He started, went 6 innings, started, went 5 innings, came in long relief, went 5 innings.
All right,
so he's going to get 5 to 6 innings out of him.
Yep, so he's stretched out. He's a 5 ERA with a 1.61 whip, 7 strikeouts per 9, which is 18%, 3.5 walks per 9, a 339 BABIP, a 504 FIP, and a 4.88 SIERA. On the flip side, Sonny Gray, 1.45 ERA, 1.97 whip, 6.79 or 6.97 strikeouts per 9, which is 20%, 1.16 walks per 92, 73 BABIP, a 3.23 FIP, and a 4.06 SIERA. Bullpen advantage going towards the Twinnies here, 4.10 FIP, 4.04 SIERA compared to 5 FIP and 4.66 SIERA. Bullpen advantage or hitting advantage also goes towards the Twins here, 119 WRC plus, which is 6 compared to 75, which is 27th. Now, with that being said, keep an eye on this game. If it goes, I can't imagine we're getting any type of starters from the Minnesota Twins. They've locked up the division. And I would not be surprised if you saw the lineup come out for this game and this line plummet to like a minus 150. Like, legitimately. Because the Twins may full-on punt this game. They just locked down the division last night. And I would like to make a move on the Angels here in this one. And this is where you got, at the end of the seasons, where you got to separate your numbers capping sometimes with situational stuff as well. Now I'm not much of a situational capper as some people are. I'm more of that in football. I'm more of that in football than I am in baseball. But I will make a move here. I will invest in the LA Angels. First 5 at plus 185 and full game at plus 190. I think that we see the Twins use a really porous lineup today.
It's the Twins clinching the divisions. You say you expect some rain. I say I expect some hangovers. Because all of a sudden they pop champagne, they celebrate last night, and I knew right from when I saw that I looked at the slate. I said, I don't care who's pitching. Give me the Angels. I was able to get them at 191. I would expect that you could that's probably the best line you're going to see them at, and it's only going to plummet from there.
This line is 100% going to go down.
Yep.
When the Twins release their lineup.
Keep in mind, the only thing that I will say is Sonny Gray is supposed to pitch today, which he has been phenomenal this year. 30 starts, 2.84 ERA, and 174 innings pitched. So he's been the best pitcher for the Twins, but I don't see their offense coming to play. So I'm all over the Angels today, plus 191. Yes, it's two teams that don't care anymore because Minnesota, let's be honest, you're not moving up to that second seed.
No.
That's just not possible. So this is as good as you're going to get. Celebrate while you can because you got a wild card round coming up soon. And the Angels don't, but the Angels take care of business in this one.
Yeah, I like it.
Back to the chat.
Oh, yeah, I was just tracking my Angels play. Where did you leave off?
Right here.
Blue Jays continue to do me dirty. When will I learn? Just do what I do with the Baltimore Orioles and say fuck them and move on to the next game. Twins run line.
No.
Morning.
What are you doing? No.
Everyone is burnt until playoffs. Baseball is burnt. Yeah. College football lose. Every MLB still can't get. Yeah, fair. Cameron, them Rays, man. Yeah. Air Force -6. Nice. San Diego State +6. They backdoored Virginia +8. There you go. Rays -1. Astros -1.5. Phillies -1. Yeah. Thoughts on VTech +5.5 and Kentucky -12. I did not bet the sides in either of those games. I'm on the under in the Kentucky Vandy game. I'm on the under. If you guys have any questions about college football, just let us know in the chat below. We'll answer them. Morning Untouchable. Twinkies run line. No. Pass. Yeah. My name is Cameron. Hi, Cameron. I bet on Canadian sport teams and lose money, but I keep doing it. I'm 12 hours clean and looking to keep it that way going forward. That being said, he's on the Toronto Blue Jays on the money. Off topic, since Bedard to win Calder is basically a fancy handbag, Nick, who would be your dark horse to win it? I already know Tim will say Levi or some other Saber. I got a dark horse, and this guy I think might be either skating with Tavares' line or he'll be skating with Matthews' line. I like Matthew Nyes from the Toronto Maple Leafs. I think that he is your dark horse to win the Calder this year is Matthew Nyes of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Or you can go with Adam Fantelli or Leo Carlson or something like that. I feel like back in the Beavs.
Oregon State.
I stayed off that game, but I look very much forward to watching it. I am tailing Nick's Big Dick Play of the Day. Yes, we were mentioning that on the stream last night. It is a college football game today, Tim.
Okay.
That is the Big Dick Play of the Day. It's not really that big of a dick play, though, because they're like +115, +120.
Clemson.
It's Clemson. It's Clemson. It's always Clemson. You changed my mind about the Twins. Cool.
Good.
Nerfy. I can see a Nerfy. You think the Angels will take it seriously? I don't think the Angels need to take it seriously.
I really don't, yeah.
I don't know about you, but I think playing baseball hungover is probably not fun. I sense danger. Sunny could be an illusion. Angels. There you go. Boston Bruins for the Cup. It's personal. Boston Bruins to miss the playoffs. They lost not Marchand. They lost Bergeron. They lost Krejci. They lost Bertuzzi. They lost Orlov. They lost Hathaway. They lost. I feel like there's another player or two that they lost.
And real quick with hockey, I don't want to overreact over one preseason game, but the Yotes are going to win the Cup. So.
Oh, the Yotes are for sure winning the Cup.
Yeah, Yotes for the Cup, everybody.
And
it's personal.
The Kings are going to be terrible, so it's fair.
The Kings are going to be terrible.
I'm looking at Logan Cooley of the Coyotes. Talk about an overreaction from last night. But no, I understand this look. I absolutely understand this look.
Nope, Cameron's got it. Boom, there you go.
All right, we'll move on. We have the Chicago Cubs and the Colorado Rockies. I cashed the first 500 in this game yesterday. Let's get into this one today. Cubbies are minus 220. Total of 8.5. Let's get into the line history in this spot here. There has been a pitching change, and for the first time in what feels like forever, it's Marcus Stroman. Line opened up at a 220. It is still a 220. Line opened up at an 8.5. It is still an 8.5 at minus 110. So no line movement on either the side of the total here. We have 42% of the tickets and 54% of the cash is on these Colorado Rockies. On the money line, 72% of the tickets and 88% of the cash is on the run line there for the Cubs. That's where the Cubs money is coming in. 32% of the tickets, 56% of the cash is on the under. Looking at Wrigley Field, they are the second worst hitting conditions on the slate. Minus 9% runs, minus 11% home runs, minus 8% doubles, triples, minus 1% singles. Taking a look at the pitching matchup here, where we have Chris Flexen against Marcus Stroman. Marcus Stroman has pitched in the last 30 days, but I don't think he pitched much. Did he? Marcus Stroman, he's pitched twice in the last 30 days. No. Whoa. Three times. Nope, twice. Okay, they listed him pitching once, but he didn't pitch there. He's pitched a combined 3 innings in those 2 appearances, though. He gave up no earned runs in both of them, only 1 hit per appearance, but only 3 innings. So don't have too much to go off of for Mr. Stroman here. On the other side, Chris Flexen, 7.23 ERA, 1.48 whip, 7.61 strikeouts per 9, which is 19%, 2.28 walks per 9, a 3.47 BABIP, a 4.91 FIP, and a 4.51 SIERA. Bullpen advantage going towards these Twinnies, 3.85 FIP, 3.89 FIP, my bad, 3.91 SIERA compared to 5.07 and 5. The Cubbies with the hitting advantage, 95 WRC plus, which is 19th compared to 72, which is 30th. This is an easy pass for me. I have no interest in this game whatsoever. So, pass.
Yeah, I just can't lay that much with the Cubbies right now. Yeah,
especially when you're only going to get like an inning or two from Stroman.
Yeah, I just don't see them going super far with them just because you're not trying to beat them up before the playoffs. They have to make the playoffs first, I should say. Which currently, with a Cubbies loss or a Milwaukee win, Milwaukee clinches the division. I will say that right off the rip. But the Cubbies are now in that third slot alone. After Miami lost last night, I don't remember who Miami lost to.
Brewers.
To Milwaukee. Yeah, that's right. The Cubbies are now a game up on them for that wild card spot, and they're a game and a half above Cincinnati. Still 3 games ahead of San Fran and 4 games ahead of San Diego. The Pittsburgh Pirates are not yet eliminated. They have an elimination number of 2. Just figured I'd throw that one out there too. But this is, I want the Cubs to win these games, but I'm not really going to go after it right now just because I'm not laying that price and I'm not laying a run line because it's probably a negative run line on a road. So this one's a stay away from me, Nick.
Fair enough.
I'm glad it's
All right.
fair.
Yep. Back to the chat.
Sabres for the Cup is correct. Except for he spelled Sabres wrong. I will say that. Sabres. Mariners first 5 with Logan on the bump. I like that. I like Mariners. Yeah. Rockies have lost 5 straight. No way they snap it today. Untouchable. Don't do that. Hey, Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are going to win today. There you go. Dang, Sabres 40-1 to win the Cup. You already know. Hold on, I'll pull it up real quick because I already have it. There it is. Sabres to win the Cup. Put a whole $6.50 on it. Let's go. My life investment's nothing. Kings really lost to Ingram. Shake my head. Stacks Pod, Western Kentucky, over 56.5. Who do they play again? What is that? WKU? Yeah. And Troy, yes, we're on the same.
I got the over 58. So yeah, I like it.
We're rolling with you on that one. Love to see it. Florida State dropped to -1.5 and the money line. Yeah, it keeps dropping even though everybody's on Florida State.
Clemson. I might put an extra half unit on Clemson. Honestly, I might make that a full unit bet for me. Clemson money line.
There you go.
So
Cubs team total over. Yeah, that's fine. Shane Wright of the Kraken was my dark horse look.
I could see it. I can't wait for hockey.
NHL Eastern Conference -135 to win the Cup. I like it when Buffalo wins it. There you go. It's Mr. TNT Thompson. Tace Thompson for the Rocket. Rocket Richard, an over 50 goal scorer this year. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Rangers over. I could see that. Astros team total over. You would kind of hope they would be able to score against Kansas City, right? Rockies stink. They checked out. Yeah, they checked out about 3 months ago, dude.
They checked out on opening day.
Yes, Dave. Breast, 100%. Florida State escaped last week. The Tigers are going to maul them. I like Clemson today a lot. Feel better. Earle bros are also on Western Kentucky over. Yes, sir. Although we have not really had a good college football year, so I don't know how confident I would be. Anyways, let's go to the next game, Nick.
Yeah, we have the New York Mets taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. The Phillies -180 favorites, total of 7 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot where we have Jose Quintana and Zach Wheeler. We have the Phillies opened up at a 180. They're still a 180. Line opened up at a 7.5 -115. It is 7.5 down to even money. So it's been a 15-cent line movement towards the under. It's been no line movement towards the total or towards the side in this game. Let's take a look at the cash flow here, where we have 53% of the tickets and 72% of the cash is on the over. Lines move 15 cents towards the under. 84% of the tickets, 90% of the cash is on the Phillies. This line is not budged. Let's take a look at the ballpark pal. Once again, this game may not go. -4% runs, plus -3% home runs, -6% double triples, 0% singles. Looking at the pitching matchup here, Quintana and Wheeler. Quintana, 3 ERA, 1.30 whip, 6 strikeouts per 9, which is 16%. 3 walks per 9, a 3.08 BABIP, but a 3.36 FIP, and a 5.10 SIERA. On the flip side, Zach Wheeler, 3.30 ERA, 0.87 whip, 10.8 strikeouts per 9, which is 31%. 2.10 walks per 9, a 194 BABIP, a 4.16 FIP, and a 3.23 SIERA. Bullpen advantage going towards the Philadelphia Phillies, 3.91 FIP, 3.95 SIERA compared to 4.23 and 4.13. For the hitting advantage, it goes towards the Phillies, 117 WRC plus, which is 6th, compared to 110, which is 10th. For the Mets, I lean under. I lean first 5 under. These offenses have been actually hitting it decently, though, so I don't know if I'm going to pull the trigger on it. The total is down to a 7.5. It's a 4 for the first 5. I would lean towards that, but no play here.
Yeah, I want nothing to do with it. The Mets were officially mathematically eliminated yesterday. but they've been garbage for months.
Things you hate to see.
And Philly, I mean, they've looked good. They just went on a walk-off yesterday. They've now put together 3 in a row, 4 out of 5, 6 out of 8. So they look good right now. And they're currently now 4 games up on Arizona, 5 games up on Chicago for the top wild card spot. I don't see them falling off. So they're setting up their matchup right now, and they're trying to figure out whether or not they will get to play against Arizona or the Cubbies, or even the Marlins if the Marlins make a move. But this one, I'm not touching it. It would be a lean towards the Phillies, but I'm not laying that number right now. So this one ends up being a stay away for me.
Fair.
A lot of these games are just they don't matter. A lot of these games just don't matter. Yeah.
We'll move on to a game where I think we can at least I know I can make an announcement for one of these teams. I have moved on futures. I did this morning.
Oh.
I got the Milwaukee Brewers at plus 850 to win the National League, and I got them at 16-1 to win the World Series. I got 8-1 for the National League and 16-1 for the World Series. I'm sold on this Brewers team. I am. I think their pitching rotation, I think, is one of the best in baseball. And going up in a series, give me Woodruff, Burns, and Peralta versus most teams in the National League. I would take them over the pitching that the Braves are putting out there, the Dodgers are putting out there, the Phillies are putting out there, or any of these wild card teams. I think the Brewers pitching staff is the best in the National League. I love the 8-1, and I'm hoping for Blue Jays and Brewers in the World Series so I can have a guaranteed 16-1 in the World Series. But with that being said, Brewers 8-1 to win the National League, 16-1 in the World Series. I'm on both of those. Let's get into this game though. The Brewers are minus 110 favorites against the Milwaukee Brewers on the road here, or against the Miami Marlins. With Woodruff on the mound against Luzardo. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot. Where we have this line open up at a 125, it's down to a 111, a 14-cent line movement towards the Marlins. Line opened up at a 7 at minus 120, it's down to a 7 at minus 102, an 18-cent line movement towards this under, even at this really low total. Now, I understand why the total is low because Luzardo and Woodruff are very, very competent pitchers. And competence probably underselling them. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game. 52% of the tickets, 68% of the cash is on the under. Makes sense. 63% of the tickets, 87% of the cash is on the Brewers, and the line's moving towards the Marlins. Now, situationally, this is a Marlins spot.
Why?
It is. Because the Marlins got their ass whooped last night.
Correct. But on the flip side.
Situationally, yeah.
Situationally, if the Brewers win tonight, they clinch the division.
Good point. Normal minus 5% for Lone Depot Park. We have Woodruff and Luzardo. Woodruff 1.06 ERA, 1.68 WHIP. He's been phenomenal. 10.06 strikeouts per nine, which is 31%. 1.85 walks per nine, a 187 BABIP, a 259 FIP, and a 3.24 SIERA. On the flip side, Luzardo has been pretty good too. 3.13 ERA, 1.22 WHIP, 10.37 strikeouts per nine, which is 28%. 3.52 walks per nine, a 310 BABIP, a 2.78 FIP, and a 3.94 SIERA. Bullpen advantage going towards the Milwaukee Brewers, 3.15 FIP, 3.51 SIERA compared to 4.51 and 4.20. Hitting advantage goes towards these Brewers, 111 WRC plus, which is 12th, compared to 97, which is 16th. I think the best spot in this game, actually, though, is the under. I think the best play in this game is the under. Now, this is going to be a scary under because the first 5 under is a 3.5. And sometimes I think these totals are low for a reason. I think this total is low for a reason. Give me the first 5 under 3.5 at minus 115 in this game.
I feel like this one's a little bit weird. I feel like it's such an obvious under that it's an over. Like it just feels like one of those games.
Because I think they've adjusted this line to make it not as obvious as an under.
I don't know. A 7? It just seems very. I'm not going to.
I mean, we just saw one of these teams score 16 runs yesterday.
Yeah, and the other one scored 1.
Still.
But no, I get what you mean. If I'm going after anything in this game, it's actually the Milwaukee Brewers. Because, once again, with a win, or actually, hold on, let's see. Is there a big time difference? 2 hours. I mean, Milwaukee will be scoreboard watching for the Cubbies, just to get an idea. But if Milwaukee sees the Cubbies losing, and they could possibly kind of take their foot off the gas, but Milwaukee knows with a win, they clinch the division, and they would get to celebrate tonight, and they would get a day off to they obviously everybody plays tomorrow, but they would kind of get their day off tomorrow after celebrating. And when it comes to it, I think Milwaukee gets the job done tonight. I think they do it behind Brandon Woodruff, who's been really good all year long, and he rolls with it. Imagine if Woodruff got to pitch like the entire season. 10 starts, a 1.89 ERA.
Like I said, this is why I love the Brewers playoff futures, is because this team is built for the playoffs.
Now I will say I bet it 2 this morning, but I put it in a 2-leg thing, and freaking 9 lost this morning, so I have to go and find something else to do it with. I might do it with Clemson today. We'll see. Clemson with Brewers to win the World Series, and Clemson with Baltimore to win the World Series. Might try to do that. We'll see. But I like the Brewers in this matchup. So let's go Milwaukee today.
All right, fair. Head back to the chat.
Skipped over baseball. Fair. Orioles over passing on the Means money line. That game last night, double the pain. Yeah, that one hurt because they took the lead in the 9th and then lost it in the 10th. So that wasn't fun.
They lost in the 10th? I thought they lost in
the 9th. Lost in the 9th. That kind of sucked. I could have cashed a nice ticket too. Just going to sweat the usual Marlins nerfy and keep moving. It's fair. It doesn't sound like a bad idea. Fishy line, but pass. There you go. You don't have to bet everything. J-Ram over 1.5 bases on your card. Get it. I'm probably crazy for taking Armory spread and money line sprinkling on the over. We're on the over. I almost bet Cuse. So I like your analysis on the Brewers game, Tim. It makes sense. Appreciate it. Is there a line for ECU? I believe it's an 18-point spread.
I
should have the extra games out right now.
I'm seeing 14.
Let's go take a look. I know it's a 6 o'clock game.
I have a 14.
14.
I am going to be betting ECU minus 14.
Yeah, I'll probably end up betting it too. Yeah, I'm at the kiosk.
Well, I have the game projected at a 19.69. So yeah, there's
Tigers.
ECU.
Tigers. So nothing with that one. What are you going? Tigers. So Clemson and Detroit, but Detroit just got. I don't know. I'm not touching that Detroit game. Let's move on to this one, Nick.
Yeah. The Tampa Bay Rays are minus 120 favorites against the Toronto Blue Jays. Total 8.5 in this game. The Rays unfortunately lost last night, but luckily, thank you to the Guardians, they didn't drop any games because the Orioles lost as well. And what is this doing? The site that I use for line history is like all glitching out for a second here. All right. There we go. All right. This line opened up with the Rays as minus 125 favorites. It's down to a 114. So it's moved 11 cents towards the Blue Jays. Line opened up at an 8. It's down to a 7.5. So a lot of lines moving towards unders, which is kind of interesting there. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game between Tampa and Toronto. We have 82% of the tickets and 76% of the cash is on the under. The lines move towards lines move down. We have 18% of the tickets and 58% of the cash is on the Rays. 82% of the tickets, 42% of the cash is on the Blue Jays. So it looks like the public on the Blue Jays and the public money is moving the line, which is kind of interesting there. Let's take a look at the ballpark pal for this one here, where we have Tropicana Field, the normal minus 6%. Pitching matchup here is Zach Littell and Hungjing Ryu. And it looks like a very balanced one. 3.16 ERA, 1.17 whip for Ryu the last 30 days, 7.01 strikeouts per nine, which is 19%, 2.1 walks per nine, a 247 BABIP, a 4.94 FIP, and a 4.35 SIERA. On the flip side, Zach Littell, 3.86 ERA, 1.96 whip, 5.93 strikeouts per nine, which is 17%. 0.59 walks per 90, 233 BABIP, but 4.91 FIP, and a 4.44 SIERA. Bullpen advantage goes towards the Rays, which is one of the best in baseball. 2.14 FIP, 2.63 SIERA compared to 4.06 and 3.83. Hitting advantage going towards the Rays, 109 WRC plus, which is 14th, compared to 106, which is 11th. For me, it's Rays or nothing. I do not have a thought in this game. I wanted to sit back, root for the Rays, and that's about it. So it's a pass for me.
I'm on the opposite side. Hungjing Ryu has actually looked good since coming back from Tommy John surgery. He had his one bad game against the Orioles where he allowed up 4 runs. Other than that, it's been 3 or less in every single one of his starts. He looks good. And I just don't like Littell. I don't know. I believe it's not quite a bullpen game. No, he's actually getting stretched out. But the Rays have lost 4 straight of his starts. Yeah, he pitches well in them, but they just don't seem to provide for him. And when it comes to it, Tampa Bay is already a playoff team. Toronto's still fighting to make it into the playoffs. Yes, Tampa Bay is a game and a half behind Baltimore for the division. Which is definitely motivation in itself, but I would go towards the plus money with Toronto. They just look a lot better right now.
Fair. It's just not anything I'm gonna go figure. The Blue Jays are going on a little run now that they're out of the division race.
Yep. Morning, fellas. Do y'all have a spot for me to do an NFL show tomorrow?
Always.
Absolutely not. Never. Absolutely.
Never.
Yeah, of course. I know I'm gonna be part of the Pub Hub thing tomorrow.
Oh,
so
nice.
He could probably end up. You guys can probably keep going, and I'll end up having to pop out of the stream. But yeah, LJ, the answer is always yes. Of course you're welcome on. Could be Missouri. It could be Missouri. Oh. What about Missouri?
Tiger.
Oh, Tigers. Well, they're against the Clemson Tigers, so.
No, that's Florida State. This is against the Clemson Tigers.
No, sorry, Memphis Tigers. Did I say Clemson? I meant Memphis. You know what I meant. Could be. Under strikeout props for Sonny Gray. They may pull him early. Could. The Rays were supposed to win yesterday. I like Toronto as well. Yeah. UCLA, JMU, and UNLV over. You like all 3 of those games over? I like the UCLA game under. Brewers money line, all in caps. 11-4 last 15 games. 4-1 against the Marlins. Won 16-1 yesterday. These 2 starting pitchers. 9-11 rematch. Brewers won 12-0 in that game. I'm in an entire paycheck on the Brewers money line.
This is a reminder, everybody. Please bet responsibly.
Speaking about betting responsibly, I don't think we should bet on this one, though. Do we have to talk about this one? It's supposed to get rained out.
We will always do our due diligence on games. It's just the way it is. Fine. Even if it's 2 minutes on this game, we will break this game down. We will go over the line history. We'll go over the market. We'll go over the pitching matchup. Red Sox are minus 150, total of 8.5. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here. It opened up at a 150. It's down to a 146. So it's a move towards the White Sox here in this game. Line opened up at a 9. It's down to an 8.5. A lot of these games are having their totals drop by half a run. So I have a feeling we might see an underday today. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game between the Red Sox and the White Sox. We have 77% of the tickets, 83% of the cash is on this under, and the lines move towards that direction. 40% of the tickets, 97% of the cash is on the Chicago White Sox. So big bet coming in on Chicago in this game. Let's take a look at the ballpark pal for this one. Fenway Park, it is in red. We might not get this game. Minus 9% runs, minus 21% home runs, minus 1% doubles, triples, plus 2% singles. Looking at the pitching matchup here for this one, we have Dylan Cease and Nick Pivetta. Cease 7 ERA, 1.67 WHIP, 11 strikeouts per nine, which is 26%. 4.67 strikeouts per nine, which is and then 4.67 walks per nine. 361 BABIP, a 4.89 FIP, and a 4.40 SIERA. On the flip side, Nick Pivetta, 5.32 ERA, 1.23 WHIP, 12.68 strikeouts per nine, which is 33%. 2.45 walks per nine, a 3.33 BABIP, a 3.9 FIP, and a 3 SIERA. Bullpen advantage going towards these White Sox, 4.57 FIP, 4.45 SIERA compared to 4.9 and 4.42. And looking at the spot for me, it's dog or pass. I think it's definitely dog or pass in this matchup. I really don't see a need to lay a number with the Red Sox in this matchup. So it'd be White Sox or nothing for me. Not enough for me to bet this game, but if I had to, it'd be the White Sox money line. And with the bullpen edge, I'll take them full game.
Well, the way I looked at it, the Red Sox have an E next to their name, so they're eliminated.
Yep.
White Sox have an E next to their name, so they're eliminated. I want nothing to do with this game. It's just that's all it is. I want absolutely nothing to do with it, and I'm not going to waste my time looking at games of teams playing for exercise. So complete stay away.
Fair. And
Rutgers. Yes, Rutgers. Don't worry if Brewers lose. I got a couple backup checks sitting. There you go. Same thing as Marlins game earlier, taking the Nerfy and under. There you go. And moving along. There you go. Wyoming. You like the Wyoming Cowboys today? I like Wyoming. Nick's on App State. And MTSU. Yes, we like MTSU today. Let's head to Nick's favorite game of the day. Where we should do our due diligence, right, Nick?
Yeah, go for it. The Orioles are minus 135, total of 8. You know my thoughts on this Orioles team. I hope they get bounced in the first round.
Wow, you're a dick. You know me. I'm on the Orioles. I kind of have to be. I've been on them every single day, pretty much the entire year, even though it is John Means. On the flip side, it's Cal Quantrill. Which he has pitched, but he, after being, the second most profitable pitcher last year? Most profitable pitcher in baseball last year? One of,
something like that.
Let's go look at 2022 real quick. Because I know he was up there. And I want to go regular season. Cal Quantrill was the number one pitcher in terms of pitcher profit rankings in baseball. Just take a look at this list compared to last year's. Cal Quantrill, 22-10. That just shows how different Cleveland was last year. Number 2 was Kyle Bradish. Number 3 was Jameson Taillon with the Yankees. Number 4 was Dean Kramer. And number 5 was Kyle Wright. And look at how Atlanta looks even without their best pitcher last year. That just shows a lot. But Cal Quantrill is not the same guy as he was last year. And when it comes to it, I want to stay completely away from him. And I like Baltimore again. It is what it is. I know I'm on Baltimore every single day. Whoop-de-doo.
I was going to say, it's the same breakdown with the Orioles games on this channel. I don't care, and you're on the Orioles.
Yep, pretty much. Stay away is the theme in baseball. Yeah, especially with all the college football we got. That's me, Nick. The only team we should hope that gets bounced in the first round is Minnesota.
No, the Orioles killed not one but two of my divisional futures. So no, if
you bet on them, then you might not have been as bad. But no quality Quantrill. No. Got 4 games left, Nick.
Yeah. How about this beauty? Which actually, if you told me that one of these teams were still going to be mathematically in and potentially making the playoffs this year during opening day, I would think you're crazy. The Reds are minus 145 favorites with a total of 9.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this game. Between Bailey, Falter, and Connor Phillips. Line opened up at a 145. It's down to a 126, a big line movement towards these Pittsburgh Pirates. Once again, the line's moving down. Line opened up at a 10. It's down to a 9.5. Let's take a look at the cash flow here, see if it represents a move towards this under and a move towards these Buccos. No cash flow on the total. 36% of the tickets, 61% of the cash is on the Reds, and the line's moved big time towards the Pirates. Let's take a look at Ballpark Pal here, where this is the best hitting conditions on the slate. Plus 12% runs, plus 18% home runs, 11% doubles, triples, minus 1% singles. Taking a look at the pitching matchup here, Connor Phillips and Bailey Falter. Falter, 4.74 ERA, 1 whip, 6.16 strikeouts per nine, which is 18%, 2.37 walks per nine, a 2.08 BABIP, a 4.74 FIP, and a 4.76 ERA. On the flip side, Connor Phillips, I believe this might be a bullpen game for the Reds.
Sounds about
right. Let me look that up before I break this down this way. No, Connor Phillips went 7 innings in his last start, so I can actually break down Connor Phillips' numbers. 5.74 ERA, 1.28 whip, 9.77 strikeouts per nine, which is 25%, 4.02 walks per nine, a 2.05 BABIP, but a 6.77 FIP and a 4.54 SIERA. Bullpen advantage goes towards the Buccos. 3.66 FIP, 3.90 SIERA compared to 4.25 and 4.64. Hitting advantage going towards the Pirates, 96 WRC plus, which is 18th, compared to 89, which is 24th. And I was looking at, I think I'm looking at a side in this game. I think I am. And I'm going to go ahead, and we're going to go ahead and raise it. We're going to raise the Jolly Roger here with the Pittsburgh Pirates money line at plus 116.
I just want nothing to do with this one either. The Reds are a team that I just want to lose games right now because I want them completely to separate themselves and fall out because I am sweating Arizona to make the playoffs and Chicago to make the playoffs. And currently those are the two teams. So I'm happy with how the wild card looks at the moment. I don't want it to change at all. And that would require the Cincinnati Reds losing. So I'm not going to be betting this game just because I don't want to use my bias. Although you look at the Reds, they've lost 3 straight games and they're starting to look a little bit rough. Pittsburgh has the opportunity. Pittsburgh and New York have the Mets have the opportunity to really play some spoiler here. So it's definitely interesting to see that. I would have to lean towards Pittsburgh, but I'm not. I'm just going to stay completely away from this game. Nick, if you want to put it up on the site, more power to you. I'm going to stay away from this game.
Yeah, so what we're going to do for this game. Raise the Jolly Roger. Go Pirates.
Sounds good, Nick. Sounds good.
Back to the chat.
Yes. Falter will be the beginning of their falter. Awful. Any Premier League today, Tim? I just did Man United and said I'm done. Nothing else appealing. I didn't even look at it. It's college football season now. I'm not looking at that whatever they call it. So no, I did not look at it. I'm sorry. We'll head to this game, Nick, which cost us yesterday, but I might end up pulling the trigger and going back to it.
Yeah, with the Texas Rangers minus 125 favorites, a total of 8.5 in this game against the Seattle Mariners. Let's take a look at the line history here in this spot. We have Gilbert and Montgomery. We have this line opened up at, if my line history would like to load it all here. Or not.
It would not.
There we go. Line opened up at a 115 for the Rangers. It's up to a 122, so a 7-cent line movement towards Texas. And the line opened up at an 8.5 at minus 110. It's still an 8.5 at minus 110. So a small line movement towards the Rangers. No line movement on the total. 54% of the tickets, 83% of the cash is on these Mariners, and the lines move towards the Rangers. 60% of the tickets, 56% of the cash is on the under. No line movement on the total in this game. Let's take a look at Ballpark Pal, which Globe Life Field, the normal minus 7%. Look at this pitching matchup here. We have Logan Gilbert, 3.77 ERA, 1.10 whip, 10.45 strikeouts per nine, which is 28%, 1.45 walks per nine, a 288 BABIP, a 3.94 FIP, and a 3.36 ERA. On the flip side, Jordan Montgomery, 4.71 ERA, a 1.19 whip, 6.59 strikeouts per nine, which is 18%, 1.88 walks per nine, a 291 BABIP, a 3.78 FIP, and a 4.66 Sierra. Bullpen advantage going towards the Mariners here, 4.49 FIP, 4.65 Sierra compared to 6.02 FIP and 4.36 Sierra. Hitting advantage going towards these Texas Rangers, 120 WRC plus, which is fifth compared to 116, which is seventh. If you like the Rangers, I would play them first five. That's kind of where I lean in this game is first five Rangers. And potentially the Mariners come back and win this game full game. But for me at the moment, I don't know if I'm getting involved in this one. It would be a lean towards the Rangers first five at minus 120. The question is, can we trust Montgomery? The market is suggesting that Montgomery can pitch well. No movement on the total is kind of interesting. I think this game could go over the total as well. A little over 8.5. I think it's a decent look here as well. Both these teams have been hitting pretty well as of late, so I can definitely see this game go over. So I might. Do I want to pull the trigger on the over? I might come back to that here. I lean in that direction at the moment.
I want Seattle. I have Seattle to win the division, but even if I didn't have that, Jordan Montgomery, and I know Nick hates these stats, the Texas Rangers, and he was St. Louis?
Yes.
Year? Combined 10 and 20 when he pitches. You're down 12.19 units, and that is the third worst pitcher profit ranking in baseball. The only two guys that are worse, Lucas Giolito and Jordan Lyles. I don't know if I've mentioned those names a bunch of times, but it just shows that how bad Montgomery has been this year. And when it comes to it, I like to fade that. I'm on Seattle, and it's just a strict fade of Montgomery. So I'm on Seattle Mariners win this game and hopefully jump themselves right back up into first place or tied for or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Put them back in contention.
I want to move on it. I'm going to move on this over. It is an over 8.5 for this game. I'm going to move on it. So over 8.5 minus 110. Sign me up.
Okay.
Back to the chat.
Yep. We understand you're eliminated stay-offs, but for the sake of your channel, grow the degenerate gambling viewers. Probably do you want your thoughts on all the games as if you had to pick something? Well, I don't pick anything because I understand, but it is another thing to learn that you don't have to bet every single game. And if it's a game between two teams that have been eliminated and don't do any or aren't going to do anything, I have no motivation on either side. So I don't know what they're going. I don't know how they're going to react or what they're going to do. So I'd rather
play the X's and O's.
I'd rather go after the games that I know the teams care. If I know the teams care, I know I'm getting 100% of their effort. So I understand your points too, but I'm not going to tell somebody to bet something if I'm not betting it.
No.
So no, I'm not trying to put somebody on something that I'm not betting. I understand that. Hamilton, Nick.
I do think Hamilton's a live dog today. The more and more I look at it, Toronto just clinched the Eastern Division, so they don't have as much to play for. And then I actually, the more and more I look at it, I'm going to move on probably Hamilton team total over 20.5. I think that's the move in this game rather than worrying about them covering a number or anything like that. I'm already on the over 49.5. I'm going to be on Hamilton team total over as well.
There you go. I'm quickly putting in my new attempts at futures. And those are Orioles World Series, and Brewers World Series, and I'm parlaying them with Clemson.
All right. Good luck.
The Orioles one is 1285 instead of 550, and the Milwaukee Brewers will now be 35-1.
Wow. I hope you hit it.
Yep, $10 each on those.
I hope you get that Brewers one. 35-1 would be awesome.
I'll take the 12-1 too. Either one. We'll go to this one, Nick.
Yeah, Houston Astros minus 260 against the Kansas City Royals. Total of 9 in this game. 260 for these Houston Astros. It's JP France and Jordan Lyles. So I understand why it's 260. They should absolutely light up Lyles today. That being said, this line opened up at a 252. It's up to a 257, so a slight move towards the Houston Astros. Line opened up at a 9 at minus 125. It's now a 9 at minus 122. So a slight move towards the Astros and a slight move towards the under. Looking at the cash flow in this game, we have 89% of the tickets and 62% of the cash is on the Astros. 11% of tickets, 38% of cash is on the Royals. 45% of the tickets and 83% of cash is on these under. So they're expecting Jordan Lyles to pitch well in this game. We have Minute Maid Park minus 6%, the normal minus 6% that it always is. JP France and Jordan Lyles. Lyles has been bad, so is France. 7.57 strikeouts per 9, which is 20. 7.57 ERA, 1.28 WHIP, 6.59 strikeouts per 9, which is 17%. 1.65 walks per 9, a 268 BABIP, a 6.48 FIP, and a 4.91 SIERA. On the flip side, JP France has been terrible. 8.87 FIP, ERA, 1.97 WHIP, 6.17 strikeouts per 9, which is 14%. 5.79 walks per 9, a 316 BABIP, a 7.72 FIP, and a 6.14 SIERA. Bullpen advantage going towards these Astros, 4.52 FIP, 4.04 SIERA compared to 5.21 and 4.25. Hitting advantage is a massive one. 151 WRC plus against righties the last 30 days for the Astros, number 1 in baseball. 87 for the Royals, 26th. Now the Astros should smash the Royals in this spot. Absolutely smash them. Do I trust them laying minus 260? No. Do I maybe trust an over in this game, thinking that the Astros get to Jordan Lyles? I'd lean that way. But I don't like the way the line's going down. I would lean towards maybe just look towards an Astros team total over. Take JP France out of the equation. Unfortunately, that is a 5.5 for me, and I don't play 5.5s. So maybe Houston money lines a parlay piece for some people if they want that. I don't advocate for parlays, but I wanted to find a way to back Houston in this game. I just can't.
No, yeah, and this is just. I would love to find a way to back Houston. It's just too expensive. Although I don't mind the run line. I kind of look at it. It's not. I don't. Is it super expensive? Minus 130. Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, that's the one thought. I can get minus 122. But it is kind of expensive. I kind of lean towards the over because we've said who do you call it hasn't looked good. JP France.
Yeah.
It's just a big college football day.
It is.
So I'm not really. I do lean towards the Astros. I would probably bet the Astros if their line was 115, 110 for a run line, not 120, especially for a home team. But it's a lean that way. I'll say that. It's a lean towards the Astros.
I like it.
They've been doing just fine, but the golden rule is to try not to force plays if there's nothing there.
Exactly.
Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning,
Dylan.
Dylan misses me. Why do you miss me? I know I wasn't on the show last night, but
because you never show up for the shows anymore.
Okay. Yeah, and you're not really going to be showing up for today's show either, Nick. So
I know this is the first time I've missed a show in forever. But I believe this is the last game of the slate. This is the last game on the slate. The San Diego Padres and the St. Louis Cardinals. Padres minus 180
because the Giants don't have a pitcher listed. So
correct. The Padres minus 185 favorites. Total of 8.5. Cash with the Pirates. Padres first or -1 last
Words.
night.
There you go.
Words. Yes, I'm learning words, Tim. Give me a second. I'm trying to speak it English well. All right. Line opened up at a 160. It's up to a 189. Massive line movement towards the San Diego Padres. I 100% agree with it. Line opened up at a 9. It's down to an 8.5. So like feels like every other game, those lines, the totals are dropping today. We have, 84% of the tickets and 74% of the cash is on the Padres in this game. 88% of the tickets, 99% of the cash is on the under. Ballpark Pal Petco Park has tied for the worst hitting conditions on the slate with the Oakland Coliseum. Minus 10% runs, plus 1% home runs, but minus 6% doubles, triples, minus 10% singles. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup here. Nick Martinez versus Jake Woodford. I believe this is going to be a bullpen game for these Cardinals, if I'm not mistaken. Woodford, I don't think it's going to go too far.
Yeah, no, 2 innings max.
Okay. And then Nick Martinez, I think is the same way, or he may go 5 innings.
I don't know. No, Martinez is the same way. He went a season long 3 innings in his last start.
All right, so we have nothing to go off of for these pitchers. It's
Correct.
fine. We have very similar sample size. I'd give the slight edge to Nick Martinez. 3.77 FIP, 3.84 Sierra for the Padre bullpen, 3.87 and 4.33 for the Cardinals bullpen. Hitting advantage going towards the Padres, 111 WRC plus, which is 9th compared to 83, which is 28th. I think just going down the end of the season here, I want to bet the Padres -1 every single game.
I'm doing that's a good idea.
I think the Padres make a little bit of a run here. Not saying they make the playoffs, but would it surprise anybody if they happen to squeak in?
That would take an absolute lot, but I could take a run line with them today.
Yeah, -1 to -138. So I might have to take a run line with them here as well at +110.
Although I would really prefer them not to make the playoffs, just because all of a sudden it would be a very hot San Diego team. Because in order for them to make the playoffs, they have to win out, pretty much.
I'll say this: if the Padres squeak into the playoffs, depending on their seeding, which actually I think with their seeding,
they would get the Brewers.
They would play the Brewers, so I don't know. I wouldn't want that.
That's why I don't want them in the playoffs.
I was going to say,
what I was trying to say, and you cut me off, is this team's got to win almost every single game.
Yep.
And they would be really, really hot and then go up against the Brewers. I don't want that.
No. But with that being said, San Diego Padres run line for me. +110. I don't like taking home, but I can't lay 138 with the Padres like that. So -1.5 +110.
Yep, I'm on it already. We now have 2 plays up for the for baseball on the site today. Those conclude the Angels and the Padres, both at plus money. Hopefully, we go 1-1 or at 2-0 would be great, but at least 1-1 and make some money on it.
First game of the day, last game of the day.
Yeah, Padres are just hot right now. They've won 7 games in a row, 8 games in a row. And their schedule is favorable to do it because they got the Cardinals now, then they get the Giants, which is a wild card team or a contender, but they should probably be almost dead by then. And then they get the White Sox. Padres have the schedule to do it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
100% do.
And
that would be not a team I would want to play in the playoffs.
And then would you be surprised if all of a sudden at the end of the year we get a rematch of the NLCS from last year?
No. If the Padres make the playoffs, I will be terrified for my Brewers future.
Yeah, me too. 100%. So. Oh, you're good?
Yep. I don't know what happened there.
I don't know. You froze. But anyways, that's all the games for today, Nick. We'll head back. Are you able to go through the chat real quick, Nick?
All right. EQ saying Bellator is on. Good. Cool. Playing Sweet Caroline when Caroline Dohely catches. There you go. Right meow. 21 Bellator fights. Jeez, that must be a record or something. All right, I'm out of here, boys. Have a banger day. Have a good one there, Dylan. But that is everything today. So I guess it's time for me to click the button.
Yeah.
All right, let me scroll down to the button. There's the button.
Housekeeping. Housekeeping.
Yes. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share. Do all the good stuff. We appreciate all the support. Check out all links in the description below. The 4 of them that are above Nick's head, those are the main 4 to look at: YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Make sure you guys are following all of those. And then if you guys are interested in becoming a member of the channel, right above my head, $4.99 a month, you guys will get access to all of our NFL, college football cards every single week, and along with some college basketball when that starts up, and then NHL and NBA when that starts up. So lots of content for members only that will be out soon. So if you guys are interested in that, you guys can go ahead and check that out. Recap for today: only 2 plays, one on the beginning of the card, one on the end of the card. I like the Angels, and I like the Padres. That is it. Nick? Who might be frozen? I think Nick's frozen. He looks pissed.
I'm on the
There you go.
5 full game. I'm on the Brewers first 5 under 3.5. The Pirates money line at +116. Rangers, Mariners over 8.5 at -110. And I'm closing out the day with the Padres run line at +110.
Right on. That's going to do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. I know there will be the all-day live stream. I think that will be on the ESP channel. So if you guys are interested in watching that, I know Dave will be on that most of the day. So if you guys check that out. But we'll be back tomorrow for another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show, NFL edition, with Mr. LJ from H-Town. So be there. Be ready. Let's do it. Good luck, guys.